since we are here in the Ordinary Cafe. Ciao Roberto, ciao Ivan, and ciao Sair. So today we are here with Ivan, which is our colleague, even though it's from another project. Here in TDCX, we are happy to have you here, and thank you to accepted our invitation for this episode. Basically, we talked to you like randomly sometimes. We have met and we had a lot of conversations together. And when we asked you which was the topic that you wanted to bring us today and to focusing on, you said about the ocean and global warming. So the first thing that I would like to ask you is more personal, like why you choose this topic, and not because I wasn't expecting that, to be honest, and we had this discussion before, but I would like you to share with us why you choose this topic and why you are so passionate about this.
Well, first, thank you for inviting me and taking me into consideration to your fabulous podcast. This is my first podcast ever, so the reason why I choose this topic, I think that I have 3 children, and with all my children, I try to watch interesting things rather than typical things. Okay. So whatever I try to watch, I get the interest of my kids, and I get hope with this kind of topic. So, for example, when my first son was born, the first year and a half, the only thing that we saw on TV was the National Geographic and Discovery Channel. Wow. When he got to the kindergarten, he already knew all the animals, colors, whatever stuff we saw already on TV. So for me, I saw the opportunity to teach them and to learn. Okay. So in this world that we're living right now, the climate change, the cold weather, the hot weather, the fires in the woods, the floods in the countries, I think it is very important for us to be aware of what is causing it. Not only to listen to the economical situation in the world that tells us, oh, you have to get an electric car, you have to walk, you have to use bicycle.
Yeah.
Because why?
But as you mentioned that you said awareness, do you really think a lot of people know about awareness? A lot of companies, a lot of people believe that they are sustainable, or they are like following this path of being like aware of the situation, the ocean, the forest and everything. But are they really aware of what is happening nowadays in our planet?
I think they do. Mm-hmm. I would really like to believe they're doing something, mm-hmm. rather than showing off and green shirt and doing campaigns and advertisement. Otherwise, our kids' or future is not sustainable in 50 years or less.
So more or less, this topic is brought by you because you care about the future for your kids.
Yes.
Okay, so this is related to the environmental stuff. Okay, now it makes sense.
And I love beach. I love sea.
Okay, yeah.
So when I am from Venezuela, and we have a very nearby beach home. So I went every week or every 2 weeks to the beach.
I understand you completely. I got the same more or less situation like you because, for example, from where I'm from, it's South Italy, Taranto. And like I've been growing up at the beach basically because my city is basically on the sea, and my father was working in harbor. So when I was a kid, I was always with him at the harbor. So it was like
you are related.
See,
by birth.
If I don't go, for example, every 2 days to watch the sea, I go crazy. For example, yesterday and the other day, I was like, not good of a day for me. The only thing that I needed is just go to the beach and see the sea because it's related to me a lot and it changes a lot of my mood. You know, it's we sometimes we don't think about it. We just think that the sea or whatever is just there, but it's not. You have to take care of it. It's not like it's not obvious, no. And people don't understand it.
And people don't see. Of course, we don't have visibility of the amount of water that we have in the Earth planet, because it should be called water planet, because more than 70% of the surface of the Earth
Is water.
covered by water.
Yeah.
And it's the biggest land that we have, and we don't see that.
No, we don't
We
notice
think
it.
only the plants are the one that provides oxygen. The water of the sea is the biggest land that we have. And the climate change topic is very important, because
Yeah.
when we killed the living creatures in water, they're not providing with the oxygen that we need to live. All the plant is a sponge that absorbs the heat from the sun, and a lot of microorganisms live in the water, in the oceans. They retain the CO2 they get from the environment or the air, and they release oxygen. So we need that. But
It's getting so interesting that the lights turns off.
all right,
what happened, like from the?
we're trying not to consume that much.
No. Something, please.
Magic.
You see,
The lights.
we were talking about this before. Someone is listening to
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're consuming electricity, so turn that. Sorry about interruption, but
Are you worried? Put it down.
No, but just to stay in this topic, a few days ago I watched, because of the podcast, The Seaspiracy, this documentary on Netflix, and I was shocked. And there was one certain point that they were sharing this thing, that the plastics in the ocean, how much, and it's incredible this, but the fish that we are used to eat, they are eating this plastic. So basically it's,
It's a change.
yeah. So, and I never thought about that.
you know about tuna? Tuna has got a lot of mercury inside of it.
Yeah. I mean, I
And
know, but
microplastic.
I'm not. I have to be honest in this. Like, I know, I'm aware, but I'm not thinking about this when I'm doing that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain that, but for me, it's like we are aware of some things, but it's like we skip the part to.
You're thinking about that things all the time.
Yeah.
I think it's that they're not showing us the reality.
Yeah.
They're only showing that the beaches are dirty. We are disposing a lot of plastics in the rivers, for example. But as we think that we clean the beach, it's already solved the issue. No, it doesn't. You have to go beyond that.
I remember something. Every time that I came from Bari, for example, which is near airport to my city, to Barcelona, when it's like crossing the sea, and when I got like the seat behind the next to the window at the airport, sometimes I look outside.
Yeah.
You can see a lot of plastic in the sea, even from above. When the plane is like crossing the sea, and the day is clean, you can see a lot of plastic, floating in the sea. And the first time that I was coming here, it killed me.
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. But when I saw it with my eyes, like there's also like, probably the Great Garbage Patch, which is in between the Pacific.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy how big it is. It's been not considered, but an activist, when it was like the big, I don't know if it was the ONU or whatever, he presented like the president of the Great Garbage Patch, because it was so big that it could be like considered like a country.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't remember this, but this is a story about this. I don't remember the names. I don't want to say wrong things, but he just like, to give awareness to people, he presented like himself, like he was one of the president of this Great Garbage Patch, something like this. Maybe I'm saying something wrong, but this is the story more or less. I heard it like a long time ago.
You know what I do the first time I go in summer at the beach with my youngest kid? Get into the water, get all the plastic that we found. Because we found a lot in the last summer. And now that we're in the water, we feel that we are doing something. But I'm teaching my son to be aware of it. That the plastic is bad not only for us, for the fish in the beach, for the environment. And we are trying to teach a few things about beaches, but not, as I said, beyond beaches. The ocean.
What's beyond,
Yeah. They teach us in school that the plants are the one that provides us oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
but I've never remembered or heard that in the school.
Okay, okay.
Do you guys remember if you were taught in the school
About the plants, but not about the sea.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I don't know about it. But yeah, the human being abuses everything.
Yes.
And also, like, the sea is one of the most abused. It's like,
And the seas provides food, petroleum, minerals,
see,
new lands, because a lot of volcanoes
comes from there, and also provides fun because
exactly.
But the question is why they are not mentioning that at school, for example. Why they skip this part? Like, this is something that I don't understand, for example. Why it's easier to talk about, for example, plants and not showing these things to, for example, I would like to know in this scenario, because you did this to your children, what was the most impactful thing for them? Like, since you started to show them this, all of this.
I think they are very smart. The kids from this time of years are very smart, and when you're teaching them since very young age, they start like seeing even beyond yourself.
Okay.
Because you said that this is we don't have to like throw garbage into the water. We start doing and seeing different things because you open their eyes and they are trying to learn from, or let's say, their parents, but from themselves. So I think that it is very important that we open the eyes to the new generations of people.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It makes sense.
It makes totally sense because we, more or less, maybe my generation, I could say, something we gathered from the internet. You know, when the internet came, we were able to provide information for ourselves if it was good, because sometimes it was not. It was like misinformation.
Yes.
As long as I can tell you,
there is a lot of misinformation on the internet
about everything. About everything. Simple is like nobody mentions like maybe somebody mentions it, but not that often about, you know, how the human being, for example, is killing whales, is killing sharks just for, I don't know, for like luxurious stuff like the fins of the shark or the meat of the whale. Nobody cares about it. I've been caring, not that I've been active to it, but I've been for myself a lot with that. As I told you, like when we were talking before about Sea Shepherd organization, because I support them a lot. I discovered them in Discovery Channel. Discovered in Discovery Channel and in Italy, and it was amazing how they fight, you know, to keep those important and big animals, you know.
And you see what one of the issues about there are more issues in the ocean than just the climate change. The change of food. If you kill all the small animals, the big ones don't have food and they start dying. We're going to start losing animals because of starvation. So, for example, polar bears are like having issues to find food.
Yeah, probably in the next, like Seaspiracy told that as well, next 30 years, I don't remember the exact year range, but it was like we're not going to be having any foods in the sea. Any fish in the sea because we are overfishing.
Well, we talked a few days ago.
Yeah, we're fishing a lot. This like more or less, you know, it is like those big nets that they don't respect the laws about how fishing should be done, and they like overfish and they catch a lot of fish, even the small one. And sometimes in my country as well, there's this thing, I don't know how to translate it, but there's this thing called faloppa. Faloppa is like all the small fishes, and people get. Hunt them, like fish them, and then make like some omelette with them.
All right,
it's good. I don't like it, but people say it is good, but it's not correct. If people do that, you know, for example, this like you're killing a lot of future fish, you know, to keep the sea alive. But people, they don't care. And when there's like hunt fisher, they do that illegally. Also, like police, they don't care.
Yeah. Well, yesterday, before I was trying to prepare to this conversation, I was watching a documentary in Alaska. They're having issue with the salmon.
Wow.
Because there is a process that is called acidification of the ocean, and this acidification is killing all the shells animals that feed and prevent this fishing to die because they don't have food. So the shellfish, the coral reef, this process that they have to regenerate their shells, they can do it because of the acidification. The pH of the water is higher than it is supposed to be. It's not that much, but that little influence a lot. So they have 100 pounds salmons. Now they have 50-pound salmon. So they decrease. They are not like they were before.
Yeah, it's not good at all. But I would like to. It's related to this topic. Usually when we have topics over this, we talk just about the bad stuff. Yeah. But now I would take time, because maybe you're involved in that. I don't know, maybe you know that. But it's like a lot of good activists, like companies, they try to help for real. For example, in my hometown, this is like the comparison that I have. There's like, my hometown it's got a problem with a big industry that is polluting the town. And there's inside of it, is like in my hometown, there's also like, I don't know if it's small or big, colony of dolphins. And there's like this group of biologists that founded this thing called Ionian Dolphin Conservation. I've been there myself as well. And they do a lot of good things for the sea. I'm just like, they can get you on a boat and go outside in Mar Piccolo or Mar Grande, I don't remember what it was. And they bring you to see the dolphins, whales, capidogli, I don't know, just related, but it's amazing. They explain, and you can see the passion of these people on trying to save the planet, trying to save, for example, the sea. So those are the things, sometimes we talk about the bad stuff that is happening, but we don't talk also about the good people that are trying to do that as well. So maybe you know something about it, something that you would like to share about it.
My memory, I have seen a documentary on this streaming platform about a woman. She is American, and she has been working for free fishing zones in the Pacific. I don't know if you've seen it. And she has been recognized around the world. She is always giving lectures. She is old right now. I don't think she is doing it right now, but she have a legacy. I don't have her name right now. But if you guys try to look for it, you will find a lot of good information about her. She has awareness and aware a lot of people around the world, not only in America, where she pushed Obama to declare a free fishing zone in their coast. That was great, yeah.
And it's good also to, these are the big ones maybe, but it's good also to support the small group of people that we might know. For example, in my city, I have a friend of mine which became, let's say, the director, the CEO of this small startup. And they started from cleaning the beaches, and now they are expanding the Europe, and they are going not just on the beaches, but in the oceans and in the sea to clean. Basically they are swimming and they are going to clean and to catch the plastic, and they are writing articles about that. They are making a lot of interviews. So from the small group that they were, and it's weird because I know him, I grew up basically with this guy, cool. And he was believing a lot into this, for me.
He's passionate about it.
He's passionate, but it was also the more I am into this, the more I am understanding, the more I'm exploring this, I understand how much we need to be support each other in this and to go in deeper. And it's not just about cleaning, but it's about believing that something is happening.
Yeah.
So you go to clean one day and it's fine, but keep doing that, because doing that every day, it makes a difference.
Yeah. And create awareness.
Awareness, because it's basically about that. It's everything based on awareness. A lot of people, they know, but they don't have this awareness to do something, which is completely different. And this is what I said before. Me first, about the tuna. Like, it's true. It's completely true, and we all eat tuna.
And we think that it's healthy, and it has mercury on it.
The diet and whatever, but it's not.
I eat it because it's cheap, rice with tuna.
Canned tuna, canned tuna.
Not even the fresh one.
Not even the fresh one.
So this is more easy, but yeah, there's a lot of stuff about it. And I would also like to ask you this thing: have you ever been involved in some organization like they do beach cleanup, or have you
No,
ever, because
I haven't, but I would love to.
Because you seem so passionate about it, it's like, I said, maybe he has one himself. I was wondering, or if you ever been involved yourself.
No, I just watch a lot of documentaries. I try to keep on the news on it, but no, I haven't had the opportunity to work or to collaborate.
When your kids, how old they are now? They maybe can do that with you.
Yeah, 19, 15, and 8.
It's perfect there.
Yeah.
You can start something with that.
Yeah, maybe.
Because you seem so passionate about it, so it's a shame that you don't activate yourself in this way. But it's a very good thing, because since they were kids, you teach them a lot. It's a very good thing,
I try to.
But it's a very good thing, because giving awareness. If I was, I don't think I will ever be a dad. For example, I never thought about giving that to my son.
Once you became a dad, you will get it.
Yeah, maybe, yeah. Because right now, not even thinking about
your chemical brain change.
I think it's more about the way you want them to think and to believe in some things. Like, I don't know, I'm talking I know what it means to be a mother.
Let me give you an example. My daughter, I got late at home yesterday, and she was talking about the exam that she was going to have today, and she was talking about the history and how European colonized some countries.
Okay.
And I said, look, learn, go, do the exam, but it's not the 100% the truth. Always look for your truth, not the other's truth. Because I know that back in the days, a lot of years ago, there is an history of colonization, but it's not like we learned it at school.
Of course.
So there is an agenda, maybe in some cases, that you want to teach the kids some history, but not the way it is, or the people who suffered some of the maybe war, maybe I don't know, colonization and stuff. And she was talking about the African countries, and I said, oh, look, this is delicate. Why? Because you can talk about something that is not true, and you can offend someone by saying this is the history. No, this is not history. This is the history that you're learning at school. Someone has a different history.
Yeah, of course, it's a part.
It's a part, yes, it is a big part, but it's not the only one.
Yeah, but even at school, they just have an agenda, as you said, and it's used to
follow it.
And that's it. But there are a lot of things that they don't teach. A lot, plenty. So then it's up to you. Then you need to start to do your learnings, your
own culture.
Yeah.
To create your own thoughts.
Yeah, which basically this is what you did with your children, because this is something that at school they are not talking about, and we are lucky because luckily we have more Netflix, social media. There are more opportunities to learn about this. But what basically you did, it's a kind of school, but in a different way.
Yeah.
I
try to balance the formal education, because we all need it to live in the society that we live in right now. You need it, but always to have a perspective from your own, a different one, not only the one that the government or the society imposed.
I would just to end this because it's not doesn't seem, but we talk it a lot.
Yeah, we deviated from the topic a little bit.
But
And I think
it's
he
not.
has a meeting. Like,
Yeah.
In a couple of
you
minutes.
like.
No, it's already on.
Nice, amazing.
To end it, I don't know if you got a question, but I have one.
Oh, yeah, well, so go on.
What would it be an advice that would you would give to like the Ivan before he was a dad?
Wow. Oh
Wow.
my God.
Learn more about life. Try to have this authentic thought or way of think, because I grew up with that structure. At some point of my life, I realized that it wasn't correct. And I want my kids to realize even earlier than I did. So I would do that.
Thanks, Ivan, for having us. Occupato!
So,
Guys, I have to go. I have a meeting.
We have to close it.
Thank
Yeah.
you very much.
I'm really
Thanks for
sorry
being here.
because-
Thank you all, and see you next episode.
Bye for the